Hey there, gamers. DreamcastGuy here, and today we have some breaking news that we have to break down, which is the fact that Xbox is completely dead. I mean, today they're firing everybody. They're canceling every game. Perfect Dark is dead. They're firing a bunch of Call of Duty developers. Forza just got gutted. The future project, that MMORPG that ZeniMax was working on, the Elder Scrolls Online people, that game is dead. Everything is just dead. But I want to go through all of it because people seem to be freaking out, especially a lot of Xbox fan accounts are basically posting eulogies. This is definitively the end of Xbox. But let's talk about this because at 8 a.m. I made a video where Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, posted this cryptic statement saying, you know what? Xbox has never been better. We have more players, more ingenuity, more excitement. Then Phil, why are you firing everybody? Let's talk about it. Let's take a look at the mass layoffs because the craziest thing is we still don't know the limit of it. Right now, we just have a lot of employees that are being told, get out, and they're basically saying, my game is canceled, my game is canceled, my game is canceled. Let's take a look. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I wanted to start with this post by Clobrile. I actually think this is fantastic. I love this account a lot because it's an Xbox fan account, but I feel like he's very good about criticizing them when they're just straight up screwing up. And he says this, today is a horrific day for Xbox, the culmination of corporate greed and project mismanagement, the refusal to let greatness emerge through a willingness to take risks. The worst part of current day Xbox, undoubtedly, I don't think anybody could possibly deny this, is the fact that they just keep eating everything up. They just buy. And then once they buy all these studios, they completely consume the talent, the back catalog, the IP. They basically say, okay, don't be creative. Do the safest, most profit-inducing, cost-cutting thing you possibly can, which means that we get boring projects. We get Sea of Thieves Season 25 instead of the people making Banjo-Kazooie, I don't know, making a new Banjo-Kazooie. But let me start with that, actually. Let's start with just the fact that this internal messaging apparently seems to be Xbox is just cutting everybody, and they're basically saying, we give up. They're just saying, you know what? We can't do it. So here's the first game that's now confirmed canceled, Everwild. So in case you didn't remember this, they did teaser trailers. They've been hyping it up. This is the first actual new Rare game. This is the people that did everything. They're the Sea of Thieves people. They've done so much freaking stuff. And this was supposed to be their back to basics, cool roots game. It's dead. And the reason this is particularly baffling is that just 4 months ago, the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, was asked, what game are you most excited about? Like, you see all the top secret stuff behind the scenes and stuff. What upcoming game looks the most promising? And he said, Everwild. I'm so excited to reveal more about it. So you're saying the best game with the most promise and the most potential, that's the one you killed first? Phil Spencer is just a liar. Phil Spencer will say whatever it takes to keep you talking about Game Pass. He will lie to the developers. I mean, there is no way that they knew this game was about to get thrown into the garbage can for a tax write-off. Now, next up, many of Xbox's subsidiaries are getting hit by layoffs this morning, including Call of Duty studio Raven, which is insane, big cuts to Forza, which is turn 10, nearly 50% of staff. These are unrecoverable numbers. I'm sure some people are going to go, oh, they're trimming the fat. No, this is the death of studios. 100%. These companies are constantly trying to work on such big stuff, so many different directions. If you're cutting off 50% of the team, the other 50% is not picking up the slack. That's basically saying, we're firing you. You other people are going to get rolled into one of the other studios. They've done this in the past. They fire 50% of people and go, oh yeah, now you work on Call of Duty maps. They basically take one studio, eat them, and move them into something else. I mean, we saw that with, what were they called? Vicarious Visions. They made Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, fantastic remakes. Sorry, you didn't make enough money. Now you guys are the subsidiary that help with Diablo 4 DLC. God. Okay, next up. A lot of the Call of Duty accounts are freaking out about this because layoffs are still going on. Sledgehammer and Raven Software have been affected so far. God, that's wild. I'm sure all those executives at Microsoft and Xbox are still going to be getting their big bonuses after firing 9,000 employees. That's one of the reasons I cringe on this app when I see people making 10-paragraph threads bragging about how X or Y or Z corporation is making things so much better for the platform, or so much money for their platform. Perfect Dark is possibly canceled. This is by Jez Corden. Jez Corden obviously has a lot of leaks and sources. I think Perfect Dark is canceled, trying to get Microsoft to officially confirm. We wrote it up on my website, Windows Central. But wait, there's also stuff like this. This is the ZeniMax MMORPG. This was supposed to be basically, obviously they've been making the Elder Scrolls Online for years and years and years, but ZeniMax is a very big company that makes a lot of money, and the talks was that they were going to do this sort of more creative, expansive project instead of just the Elder Scrolls Online. That is dead. I have to say that I am absolutely shocked, because the leaks are saying that this is going to be not just software, this is hardware. The talks are that when this is all said and done, not only are all these games getting canceled, not only are these studios getting canceled, but the talk is that basically they're about to start literally taking Xboxes off of store shelves in areas like Saudi Arabia, places like the United Emirates, places like London, the whole UK. They're talking about just straight up saying these aren't profitable enough. It's not substantial enough for us to maintain all these supply lines if we can't actually sell. I want to just real quick refresh Wario64's feed, because the things, oh my God, they're closing down the initiative. Oh my God. Windows Central, Microsoft is closing down Xbox Studio The Initiative, with Perfect Dark being killed. I'm literally, oh my God. This is actually shocking. I mean, I'm literally, oh my God. The whole thing is the fact that the whole thing I hate about these acquisitions is the fact that they just eat and eat and eat. And when they buy these studios, it increases the value of the parent company. Wow, Microsoft has such a bright future ahead. Oh, they have all this extra intellectual property. They own all these series, all these brands. Let's pump up that stock. And then the second they don't instantly turn around and continue that profit, they just cut them. I'll admit the fact that I didn't think Perfect Dark looked great. There were a bunch of leaks last year I reported on that a bunch of people were having trouble working on Perfect Dark. Like, the project itself was just kind of in developer hell. They were trying to figure out how to make a game as big and ambitious as they wanted, but Perfect Dark is just dead. I want to take a look at the replies here. I'll be honest, I'm actually stunned. This is just wild, man. I mean, Xbox is truly a force for evil. And I honestly think this taint, this stink, it's going to hurt the whole industry. At this point, I think that everybody should be anti-acquisition, just across the board. I feel like at this point, I don't think I've ever seen a buyout. Literally, in the last 5 years, I've never seen a buyout turn out better for the studio that got bought. But especially when it comes to Xbox, I cannot believe at this point, they just take him out back and shoot him in the back of the head, because every game that gets bought, every game that gets eaten, it just becomes shit. Man, I'm actually stunned. How do you guys feel about this? I want to read the comments and kind of get you guys' take, because honestly, this is bleak. This is the day Xbox dies. I mean, you can straight up put on the tombstone July 2nd, because there ain't any coming back from this. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. This is like, I'll be honest, man, it's weird that watching the game industry just implode it's depressing in a way I wasn't expected, to be honest with you. God, it's just, I knew Xbox was dying. I did a whole series of videos about how Xbox is dying, but it's weird to watch them dying, you know? Feels different.